let's open up the doors to our Zoom. Daily with Doc Zoom. That's where you are plugging in. Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, I am super excited that somebody empowered me to take a look at something that I hadn't been doing with the medical system, and that is looking at my nutrition. I thought I was eating right, but apparently everything that I was told was the right thing to eat was making me sicker and sicker. And when I stopped listening to them and started listening to the doctor that we host here on Daily with Doc, I actually started getting better and better. And he treated me like a dog, but I somehow got better. And I absolutely love the fact that I am able to say that at over 50, almost a year older, or 2 years older than 50, I feel younger now than I did when I was in my 20s. Seriously. And I have the man that I host here on this program to thank, because he's the only one that provided a solution that actually worked. And folks, that's what you are going to be hearing in this program called Daily with Doc. Now, the content of this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. But folks, when you give your body what it's starving for, it gets out of that just trying to survive mode and starts to thrive. And that's what this program is all about, empowering your body's ability and you as an individual, letting you know that one, you can do it. You are empowered. And most of all, you are worth it. So Daily with Doc is sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. This is a website that provides information and all of the recordings that we have for the Daily with Doc show. So as you're listening and you miss something that Dr. Wallach says, because folks, he talks faster than what most people can listen. Okay, so fear not. We have the replays on dailywithdoc.com. If you are here with us and on a live stream, whether you're out there on Facebook or Rumble or YouTube, or I want to know what your favorite platform is that you prefer to go and watch videos and live streams. So put that in the chat, because, you know, folks, if you don't tell us, we don't know where people are listening. And we want to make sure that this information is getting to the masses. And in order to get this information to the masses, it takes you as an individual who is here for a purpose that you may not know yet to share it. So we welcome you to share this information. And folks, if somebody shared this information with you, make sure that you get back with them. They took the time and they cared enough, knowing that the information that you're hearing today is life-changing in a positive way. And more than likely, they've experienced this change and just want to shout it. And that's what this resource is a resource for an amazing community of people who, whether they're health coaches or health-minded, they just know that when you feel good, life is better. So in order to get the information that we have today, an individual had to go through a lot, overcoming issues as a child and being able to go from, well, having some behavioral issues, just a little bit, to then being a team player on many high school sports, lettering in those sports, going to college and becoming a scientist with a Bachelor of Science in agriculture, which then led him to the pathology lab, or he was in the pathology lab during that time, which then started some of the most amazing findings in his research that has brought him around the world, even bringing animals back from almost non-existence to saving humanity. So folks, it is my honor and pleasure to present to you one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics that proves that there are no genetically transferred diseases. And he's even gone and sued the FDA based on his findings and won 8 times. I present to you Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome, Dr. Wallach.
Well, thank you, Rebecca, and thank you, team. We just really appreciate being here every morning and every day. It's been, what should I say, a great trip, and it's just the beginning of the trip. And I want to remind everybody that some basic stuff goes a long way to adding many healthy years to your life. We have helped literally per day tens of thousands of people all over the world. We're in 80 countries, and we deal with over 600 different diseases. And one of the most common ones, of course, is osteoporosis and arthritis. And so I've dealt with this, everything from professional athletes to Olympic athletes, university athletes, to just hobby athletes and so forth. And I did letter also in the university, not only in high school, but also university in wrestling and football and so forth. So very proud of that. And I only weighed 110 pounds, but I was tough and I had all my nutrients, so I was in good shape. And I want to give a couple of books some, what should I say, shout outs here. Dead Doctors Don't Lie, of course, is one of my first best-selling books. Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It's in 9 languages. When you come to the CDs, the book itself is in 2 languages, English and Spanish. We do have the CDs in 9 languages. There you go. And the reason the title is not to be mean, but the experience I had when doctors, said that, I needed to go into some kind of behavioral thing. And this was after 20 doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And I figured it out in 3 days and did it myself when I was 9 years old. And then let's jump ahead a little bit here. And my first big thing was I found the cause of one of the first mass die-offs in America from pollution when I was 23 years old, junior in veterinary school, pathology lab, and 500 sheep died in one night. They were perfectly healthy the day before, and then they all died in one night. And I figured it out and got it published, and is because of pollution from the neighboring farms into their drinking water. And when the cold weather came and the temperature dropped, they all died of hypothermia because their thyroids were all dead. And so everybody needs to read this book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And again, it shows many of the misconceptions they have. For instance, one of which, very common, is joint replacements, okay? Because you have osteoporosis or arthritis in the knees and the hips and the shoulders and so on, and the jaws and so on. And one of my first really serious indications of this was the professional basketball player, okay? And he was playing for the Atlanta Hawks, okay? And
Theo.
yeah, you know
Our
him.
buddy Theo.
Yeah, Theo Ratliff, right? Theo Ratliff. And he was only 24 years old. He had a $35 million contract with the Atlanta Hawks because he was like 6'5" and a great shot blocker and a great shooter and all this kind of stuff. He was a man coming up. I mean, he was the guy. But he had such terrible arthritis in both knees, bone-to-bone arthritis. The cartilage was slipping off his hips, and he was rapidly getting arthritis to the hips. He had a fracture of his shooting arm wrist, and they took his contract away from him. So he went from $35 million for his contract to nothing, okay? And one of his teammates, Phil Oliver, I think it was, right? Correct?
It was, oh shoot, I had it on my tongue. Mike Glenn.
Oh, Mike Glenn. There you go, Mike Glenn. Yeah, Mike
So
Glenn.
he was like one of the coaches, or
No, he was a player. He was a player. And so he actually came along and brought Theo to me because I was giving lectures all over the place on arthritis and everything. And we didn't have a specific product. And so I took our basic product, our big multiple called Ultimate, what is it? The,
The Ultimate Classic,
no, it wasn't the Ultimate Classic. It was the first,
Tangy Tangerine.
no, okay, it'll come to me in a minute. It was let's see here. It was our first multiple, okay? And it had 90 essential nutrients, the 90 essential nutrients, and but it needed more. And so I took that and added to it, we created a product which we called glucogel, which was collagen from beef. We'd add the glucogel to this basic healthy start pack. That's what it was. It was a healthy start pack.
Oh,
Okay. It was a healthy start pack. And we made it the healthy bone and joint pack for Theo. And he took it. And in a couple of weeks, he was feeling better. In a month, he was shooting and doing everything like he always could. And within a couple of months, he got his old job back. Okay. He didn't
so
have to have a double knee replacement because of the ultimate, let's see,
was that the pig pack back then, Dr. Wallach?
what?
The Ultimate Tangy Tangerine, the OsteoFX, the
Oh, no,
EFAs?
no, the Pig Pack Plus was before that.
Oh, before that. Okay.
See, in the beginning, when I was treating people, I didn't want people to think I was acting like a doctor when I was a veterinarian. Okay. And so I named all my products after animals so they knew that I was a veterinarian. Okay. Okay. But the Ultimate Daily Classic. And then we added the glucogel to it, made it the bone and joint pack, okay, for Theo. And he came back and he played for 11 more years, made $100 million over those 11 years. And it was just a great star and so forth. And so then another famous person everybody would know would be a guy by the name of Pat Boone. Pat Boone had bone-to-bone arthritis in both his knees and his hips, and they wanted to do a double knee replacement on him. And somebody told him about me. Yeah, there you go. And he actually wrote the foreword to this book, The Wallach Revolution. You can see his name's on here. Okay, Pat Boone's name is on here, is writing the foreword in the book. And he tells his story where they wanted to give him a double knee replacement. Okay. And we were we had treated tens of thousands of people by the time he came along. Okay. And so it was very quick and very complete and just worked wonders with him. And he didn't have to have his double knee replacement, double hip replacement. And so we're so proud that he volunteered. We didn't go chase him down. He volunteered to actually do the foreword to this book, The Wallach Revolution. And he tells his story where he was supposed to have the joint replacements, and he chose to give me a try first. And of course, it worked. We thank the Lord and thank everybody for that happening. And just to have Pat Boone tell his own story, write the foreword to this book, telling everybody that, this is our responsibility to participate in solving these problems, not to just turn it over to doctors and do what they want to do, because they're going to give you immediate symptom relief, which is not a bad thing on one hand, but on the other hand, it usually does not cure anything. When you get a quick symptom relief, it doesn't cure anything. It gives you quick symptom relief, and people, oh God, all my pain is gone. I'm so happy. But the Healthy Start Pack, and we added the glucogel to it, made it the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. And so we can't thank Theo enough, okay, for doing what he did with it. And we can't thank Pat Boone enough for what he did with it. And of course, now we've added to it, not to take anything away from the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, but we added to it the collagen peptides, which is collagen instead of from one animal, which the glucogel is from beef only, but the collagen peptides is collagen from fish, poultry, sheep, and beef. And then we also have the MSM, okay, and the MSM also rebuilds cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue, everything from the skin. People don't realize that your skin, 2/3 of the thickness of your skin is the same stuff your Achilles tendon is made out of, okay? And so it's one of those things where your body needs these materials to maintain itself and repair itself and to perform as we were designed to perform. If you're just eating calories, okay, oh yeah, I eat well every day. Well, what does that mean? You're eating well. Plants do not make minerals. Plants do not make minerals. Plant make vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids. Everybody knows that in fourth grade, where the chlorophyll in plants takes the carbon dioxide out of the air and makes carbon chains and all this kind of stuff, which you make vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids out of. But minerals, they have to be in the soil for the plant to get them. Now, minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. And the only way you can guarantee you're going to get all the minerals you need is to supplement with them, put them in your mouth. And that's where we really, really get excited, because we have the programs to do it. And of course, we have epigenetics, as Becca pointed out. Epigenetics is a new science that actually teaches people how to treat themselves for over 600 different diseases. It's a summary of my thesis, which is in the Smithsonian Institute, which sells for $25,000 each. Some now they're running 30,000 because they're getting rare. Okay. And then, of course, if you want to know anything about minerals and how they go back to the old days, when all the great, great, great people from thousands of years ago were consuming the nutrients in the land flowing with milk and honey. You've all heard of the land flowing with milk and honey. Chapter 10 in this book, Rare as Many Cures, goes into that. The milk and honey they were talking about was not cow's milk, goat's milk, sheep's milk, or camel milk. It was glacial milk. And it was a great glacier grinding up the mountains, and the rock dust was white and gray. And so as it came down the mountains and the streams and the mountain and the rivers, it looked like milk. And so they called it milk, but it was really glacial milk. And everybody in their mind is somehow thinking that this is cow's milk. Well, how did they get a river full of cow's milk? No, this is, and so we actually have analyses of many different glacial milks from all the glaciers, not all the glaciers, but many glaciers from around the world. And we have them in chapter 10 here, this book. And so you understand, oh my gosh, they're all different. Well, that's because mountains aren't the same. They're different. They have different minerals in them. And when the glaciers grind them up, the rock dust comes down in the streams and rivers, and it looks like milk. So they call it glacial milk. Okay, this now begins to make sense. And so this is why we have this story. Okay, there's a new bull in town. Okay, there's 3 CDs in here. The average lifespan, okay, the average predictable life expectancy of a professional athlete, an Olympic athlete in America, is 57.6. 57.6. Okay, CD number 1 in here is Dead Athletes Don't Lie. CD number 2 is exercise without supplementation is suicide. Okay, because if you exercise, you just drink water after you exercise to rehydrate, you're going to die early. 57.6. Okay, because you're sweating out nutrients, and just drinking water to rehydrate doesn't cut it. Okay, and that's why Red Bull only has 1 mineral, magnesium. We have 75 minerals in our rebound. We made the rebound for Theo, okay, because he was playing so much. He said, "Doc, you have something? I'm just wore out." Okay, and so we actually created the rebound sports drink for him. Okay, and I can't tell you how just wonderful Theo today, yet still goes around the world and lectures on his story and so forth, and shares how these young athletes and young people, whether you're an athlete or not, or you're a granny and you're 50, 70, 80, 90, 110 years old, and you want to get rid of your arthritis, not get a double knee replacement, give us a try for 90 days first, because you will do well, regardless of age. And so I can't thank Rebecca and her team enough for allowing me to share that story with you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wallach, for having that story to share, because I was having bone issues, and I thought it was just bone issues to start. Well, and that's where it actually started, bone issues that led to something else, that led to something else, that led to something else, that put me on a prescriptions that led to something else. But when I started taking the 90 essential nutrients plus the extras that I needed, and I did start with the Pig Pack Plus, Dr. Wallach. That's where I started. I just couldn't believe that I actually felt the difference. In fact, I went from not being able to roll myself out of bed to being able to roll myself out of bed by myself because the torn hip capsule was so painful. I was able to walk across the floor without hitting the floor. And even walking into a room that was nice and bright, which before the migraines just were horrific. And I went outside and I was gardening and enjoying, and I realized I don't have my sunglasses on and my head is not screaming. I know so many people that experience migraines and the medication that they give them makes them sick. So they just deal with it. You don't have to deal with it, folks. And if you're looking at having to have joint replacement, Dr. Wallach, let's talk about that for a minute. So joint replacement is because of the cartilage and the bone not, starting to disintegrate. Well, if they just cut that section out and there's something going on with the bone, it's going to be going on with most or all of the bone, right?
It's when you have something going on in your right knee, it's going on in your left knee, your hips, your shoulders, your fingers, your toes, your vertebrae, your jaw, your skull. Every bone in your body is susceptible to it. You don't just get osteoporosis or arthritis in one joint. And so when a doctor says, well, we can do a knee replacement for you, that's because you're complaining about your right knee, because that's the one you put the accelerator and the brake on the car. And the first step you walk upstairs is with the right leg and so forth. And so it's just showing more symptoms. But when you take an MRI or an X-ray, both knees will look the same, both very bad. Okay. And, there are times when a knee replacement is necessary. You get run over by a front end loader, okay, that has not the wheels, but the
Well, like the forklift,
yes,
and you've
it has
got
the
the arms that come out to lift stuff up, and you
yeah,
get banged. I've had that. You
yeah.
get banged in the knee. Yeah, doesn't feel
Okay,
good.
well, you get run over by a forklift, okay, with that belt, that steel belt, okay, instead of your rubber tires, and the steel belt runs over your knees, okay, and smashes them into dust. Then you need a knee replacement. But because you're losing the cartilage in your knee, you still have, and show them that book, it's all in your head, show them the two different skulls in there, and they'll understand what I'm saying.
I got it here.
Page 6, Roman numeral number 6, there you go. The top picture, both of these are at autopsy, a human skull, okay, taking the top of the skull off, and we're looking down on the brain. You can see that the skull here in the normal skull is a quarter of an inch thick, okay? You go down to the next one, the top of the skull has been, you may lift that a little bit up. There you go. Then you're looking down on the brain, but you notice that the skull is 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. Okay, and that's not bone, that is just scar tissue, connective tissue, because it's osteoporosis of the skull. And I guarantee that person had osteoporosis in every bone in their body. Okay. And so this is rebuildable. I can make the one at the bottom look like the one on the top within 90 days, on the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack or the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack with extra MSM and glucogel and all that kind of stuff. We can repair all that, and all your symptoms go away. Everything from getting up at night to urinate 4 or 5 times a night. Oh, it's a prostate problem. Well, what if it's a girl? Girls don't have prostate glands, so why are they getting up 5 to 10 times a night to take a urination? Okay, that's because the skull is squeezing. The spinal cord is coming out of the back of the skull. The spinal cord is telling urinary bladder to urinate. They're getting up every hour at night to urinate. And the doctor says, we need to do a biopsy of your prostate. I've had women come to me and say, my doctor said he wanted to do a prostate biopsy. I said, did you tell him you're a girl and you don't have a prostate? I said, no, I was just too embarrassed to tell him.
Dr. Wallach, I have a question,
Okay.
because in this one, you see the definition
Mhm.
of the brain. When we think of the brain, all the little crevices and gullies and all that. But then when you look at this one, it's just like a blob. Why the difference here?
Well, when a person has a nutritional deficiency, the 90 essential nutrients, do you think they only have one nutritional deficiency? No. Your skull okay, and your brain both require an enormous amount of nutrition. Your brain, okay, say 25% of the brain is, let's see here, is the white matter of the brain, okay,
Cholesterol.
is cholesterol, okay, and if you're on a cholesterol lowering drug, okay, you're going to get demyelinization. Myelin, the white matter of the brain, is cholesterol. We actually have a wonderful product called I-26. It'll rebuild that bottom brain so it looks more like the normal brain up at the top. And so just as it's a good point, demyelinization causes Alzheimer's disease, causes MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is multiple sclerosis of the spinal cord, and then Parkinson's disease, which is multiple sclerosis with tremors. And now they have a new one, FTD, frontal temporal dementia, which is kind of an Alzheimer's disease, but it's only the front of the brain and the side of the brain that are afflicted. The back of the brain is still in good shape, so they still have motor stuff going on, but they can't remember their own name, okay? And so the one on the bottom has demyelinization. Look up demyelinization. It's a loss of the white matter of the brain. Ask, what is the content? What is white matter of the brain made up out of? It's 100% cholesterol, okay? And on the label or a canister, okay, we have this in chewables. I like the chewables, but we also have in the canister. We also have this in capsules, okay? So I-26. And it says right on the label, this product provides 25% of your daily requirement of cholesterol. I have people call me and say, what? Am I reading that correctly on the label? My doctor says cholesterol plug my arteries and cause me to die and all this kind of stuff, heart attacks. And you're telling me that this provides 25% of my daily requirement of cholesterol? That's right. Your doctor is wrong. Your doctor's just reporting to you what he was taught or she was taught in school. Okay. They missed it by 1,000,000 miles. They have killed more people than all the atomic bombs have killed in the world. Okay. Getting people off of cholesterol. Cholesterol deficiency causes death.
Wow. All right, folks, you heard it from Dr. Wallach, pathologist. He has 3 postdoctorates in pathology. He has done decades of research. He's done autopsies not only on animals, but humans as well. And cholesterol is not your enemy. But Dr. Wallach, there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol.
Well, bad cholesterol is fried cholesterol.
Fried, like fried foods.
That's correct.
Okay. So
you eat a poached egg, you eat a soft scrambled egg, has cholesterol in it, that's good. But you eat a fried egg, okay, you're in trouble.
So when you're cooking your eggs and you want to do like a basted egg when you're cooking on low heat and you use butter, right? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Because all animal fats have cholesterol in them. Okay. You're talking about hamburger, you're talking about lamb chops, you're talking about fish. Okay. You're talking about all these things. It has cholesterol. Cholesterol is found in every cell in your body. It's part of the cell walls. Okay. Cholesterol is a normal anatomical and physiological substance. And so, for doctor to demonize it, they were ignorant. They said, oh, that's what's causing all the plugging of your arteries. And that's why they came out with, very cleverly, they came out with this stuff called statin drugs to lower your cholesterol to protect your arteries. And then you get blocked arteries anyway, because you're eating fried chicken every Friday night. And you're eating fried eggs every morning for breakfast. And then you're eating French fries every lunch hour. And you wonder why you had blocked arteries. I didn't eat any cholesterol. How to get blocked arteries? Get my book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods.
Yeah, that's a really good book, Dr. Wallach. And I've had a lot of people approach me about poached eggs, and common practice is you put vinegar in the water that you're poaching the eggs in. And vinegar is actually made from wheat, the vinegar that is used or has wheat in it. And
Yes.
folks, you can poach eggs without vinegar. I do it almost every day.
Yeah. You don't want to use anything that has anything to do with wheat, bran, oats, and buckwheat.
Nope. None of the above. None of the above. And I didn't think that I had a problem with it, Dr. Wallach, but when I really cut it out of my diet, my progress increased greatly,
Accelerated, yeah.
accelerated,
You have to appreciate it.
most definitely.
The doctors are taught in school from the time they apply to medical school, they're taught that cholesterol is bad. And all
Yeah.
that does is create patience for them.
That's for sure. That is for sure. Well, Dr. Wallach, we have hands up. We have questions out on YouTube. And this one question on YouTube popped up like as soon as we were live streaming. And Neil is 65 years old. He weighs 150 pounds. He's been diagnosed with glaucoma. And he also has a lung disorder called alpha-1 trypsin deficiency. He wants to know if he can reverse these disorders with the longevity products, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, well, here's the deal.
And he's 5'9".
Here's the deal. He's got to get rid of all the bad stuff. Get that book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, 300 pages of safe recipes, safe cooking methods, and the good food, bad food list. We don't have to go through all that. Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. A great investment in the health of your family, and you'll save an enormous amount of money because bad foods cost a lot of money. So when you eliminate the bad foods, you save an enormous amount of money, which you can then use to buy the products that are going to rebuild you and protect you and so forth. Now, let's see here. The glaucoma is easy to deal with. This has to do with osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the optic nerve, the optic vein, and the optic artery. And the pressure goes up in the eye because the traffic of the liquids and blood and stuff is restricted, and that's why the pressure goes up in the eye. And doctors want to do surgery for simple nutritional deficiency thing. This guy needs to get the book. It's all in your head. Okay, because the odds are he has osteoporosis of the skull, which can affect the lungs as well as the eyes. Okay, I'd want to know how many times he gets up at night to urinate, or if he urinates every hour during the day, kind of thing. Okay, and then let's see here. At 165 pounds, I want him to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Okay, a full dose of everything at breakfast, full dose of everything at dinner time. I want him to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So we can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner time. They're going to support and promote maintenance, repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between a vertebrae, bone makes bone itself. And okay, and you have to appreciate when you get osteoporosis of the skull, it affects every organ system in the body, including the lungs. Now, I don't know because he's just giving initials. I need to know. Does he have something like emphysema? Does he have, or his alveoli in the lungs dying? I mean, what is the pathology here? Just telling me I've got A372. What does that mean? I have no idea.
Alpha-1, yeah, alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency.
Yeah.
Trypsin.
Trypsin.
Trypsin. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. And so, this is trying to, they gave him something to relieve inflammation. So does he just have emphysema? I mean, what's going on?
So he's dealing with the symptoms of COPD.
Okay, there you go. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Now we're talking. So in addition to everything I've already said, I want him also to get our synaptive. He can take 3 of those twice a day. There's 2 bottles a month. Let the brain cells talk to each other properly, and the spinal cord cells talk to each other. I also want him to have the occutive for the eyes. 2 bottles of occutive a month. So I can take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. The occutive for the eye. That's going to help with the glaucoma. I also want him to get the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month to get the circulation going in the brain, the eyes, the skull, the lungs. And then I'd have him take the Rebound or sports drink. Take that, okay? And that's going to help him get circulation going into his lungs, into his heart, into his kidneys. And we need to know too, a lot of times if they're on blood pressure medication is controlling their blood pressure. They don't say I got blood pressure under controlled medication. So, they're not telling you the whole picture here. I guarantee there's other things going on there. He may also have bone arthritis in both knees, but he's taken cortisone and there's pain is gone. So he's happy. And, and it's just too bad we don't have ability to question these people, because I guarantee there's more information that needs to be put forth here. Well, let's get him started on what we said. And then he should contact us every 2 weeks. And that way we can ask him more information. We can walk him through this.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And let's go to the next hand that is up. And folks, just a reminder, this program is brought to you by Daily with Doc. Sorry, that was the other program we had, Daily with Doc. And if you were invited by somebody specific, please, please, please get back with them. They took the time to share this program with you so that you could gain information that empowers you to start taking your health and wellness, not sick management, wellness into your own hands. But if you have not been working with anybody and are interested in working with a certified holistic health coach, or you do have an interest in health and you've never tried any of the products before, you are loving what Dr. Wallach is sharing, and you want to become a certified holistic health coach, you can get more information by going to coachwithbecca.com. Again, that's for people that are not working with somebody already, coachwithbecca.com. All right, Karen, thank you for joining us today. And what questions do you have for Dr. Wallach? Oh, let's unmute. Go ahead and unmute.
There we go.
There you
All
go.
right. Thank you so much. I enjoy these shows. I learned so much. I have a retired Ranger vet, so I'm thankful for all his service. He is 6 foot. He weighs 190 pounds. He's a 51-year-old. I think he only urinates about once a month. I mean, once a night, once a month, once a night. But he has had a lot of injuries in the service. He has had 8 knee surgeries. He had a neck surgery. He has had 5 concussions, and one was while he was in the service, and one was while he was in an accident, but all the others were while he was in the service. He has had 2 elbow surgeries. He just had a recent elbow surgery, and now he has an infection with that. So just trying to find some ways to really, help him.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank this gentleman. What's his name?
Mark Zika.
Yep.
Okay,
let's thank Mark for his service.
Yes.
Thank him enough for that and his service and sacrifices. And let's see if we can help him. And you say he weighs 190 pounds.
Yes.
He needs to get rid of all the bad foods. Okay. So he needs a good food, bad food list, or he can get the book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, which gives you the good food, bad food list. It gives you safe recipes, 300 pages of safe recipes and cooking methods. But he also needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day. Then he needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So he can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. They're going to help him rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc with pain vertebrae, bone mixed bone itself, including the knees and the hips and the shoulders and the vertebrae and so on, and the skull. And then I also want him to have our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month, so he can get the circulation going in the brain, the heart, the kidneys, and every place else in his body. We also want him to take the let's see here. We did the Ultimate Daily Classic. We said for the blood flow. Let's go there. We also need him to take the collagen peptides. Okay. I want him to take the collagen peptides. Go ahead and take a scoop of that with his morning drink, scoop with his evening drink. That's going to speed up the healing of his cartilage and bones in every joint in his body, including his skull and knees and hips and shoulders and so on. All those things will heal and regrow. Okay. And he's going to have a great story. We do want him to give us a call. And that way we can ask him some questions and thank him again personally for his service to the country. And
so that'll help him with his concussions too, with all his memory.
Absolutely.
And,
well,
yep.
that's why I suggested the let's see here. the synaptives, so brain cells can talk to each other. But since
Okay, I
mentioned
did not have
concussions, I
written
would
down.
also,
Okay,
I would
synaptives,
also,
okay.
I would also throw in the I-26 so we can rebuild the white matter of the brain, which is the inflammation material in the brain. I-26, he needs 3 doses a day. I only weigh 142 and I take 2 doses a day. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I like the chewables, but they do come in capsules and they do come in powder, and it will rebuild the brain.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Karen and Dr. Wallach. We've got a couple questions out here on YouTube, and I don't know if it's Janie or Janine. She has an aunt that is 50 years old, 5'6", 130 pounds, lost all of her hair when she was 10 years old after she fell out of a tree. The alopecia has been bad ever since. And since then, she contracted HIV and AIDS when she was 20 years old. So that's been 30 years she's been dealing with that part of it, Dr. Wallach. What would you recommend for her?
Okay. Well, let's see here. She's getting rid of all the bad foods, so she maximizes absorption, right? Get the book. It's Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. No fried food, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks got to go, and the carbonated water's got to go. And then at 130 pounds, with all this stuff going on, though, I'd use a big hammer. I'd go with 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose thing twice a day. I'd have her get 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissues, disc between vertebrae, bone, makes bone itself, including the skin, okay, where the hair follicles are in. I also want her to take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that in the morning, drink a scoop of the evening drink. All that's going to help her support her immune system, which is in the bone marrow. Okay. And then we want her also to, let's see here, use her hair, skin, and nails. Take 3 of those 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. That may take her, these are little bottles, so I think it'll take her 3 of those little bottles a month, the hair, skin, and nails. And then because she has this history of HIV and let's see, AIDS, I'd also have her take our colloidal silver. She could take 2 droppers full of that under her tongue when she wakes up, 2 droppers full under her tongue, say 5 minutes before breakfast, 5 minutes before lunch, 5 minutes before dinner time, and again at bedtime. I do that, and I only weigh 142. And that's because I see so many people and shake hands and they want to hug you and pat you on the head and all that kind of stuff. And so to protect myself and so forth, and protect them from transferring any bugs people give me to anybody else, I use the colloidal silver very heavily. It's been used as the antibiotic of choice for thousands and thousands of years. It only went away when penicillin was invented in 1936. And of course, penicillin only kills, let's see here, streptococcus and staphylococcus, whereas colloidal silver kills all viruses, all bacteria, all fungus, and all yeast. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And her next question has to do with a male who is 43 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds, has tested positive for herpes virus, is non-symptomatic. What would be the best protocol for this virus is what she's asking.
Okay, well, he's getting rid of all the bad foods, so he can absorb maximally, right? No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go, and also carbonated water. Then 200 pounds, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full dose thing twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you take 5, excuse me, the MSM, so you take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And that's going to support the bones, and including the bone marrow, which is, of course, going to help with the immune system against the herpes virus. All right. Then also needs the collagen peptides to do the same thing. Scoop of that with the morning drink, with the evening drink. Needs the colloidal silver. Okay, again, 5 times a day. When wake up, 5 or 10 minutes before each meal and 5 or 10 minutes before bedtime, the colloidal silver. He'll go through 2 bottles a month. I go through 2 bottles a month of the colloidal silver. And let's see here. If he has any open lesions anywhere, like a herpes ulcer or something like that on his tongue.
He said non-symptomatic,
Okay,
so
okay, good.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, then the colloidal silver is perfect.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. Next, let's go to Kathy. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hello, Kathy.
Hi, how y'all doing? I was calling. I'd like to know for I weigh under 100 pounds, and I don't have no appetite. What's a good? What can I use to give me an appetite to get some muscle or weight?
Okay, well, how tall are you? How tall are you?
5'4".
Okay, 5'4", you should weigh about 110 to 120 pounds, okay?
Well, I weigh like 98.
Yeah, okay. All right. So what you need to do is get rid of all the bad foods so you can absorb nutrition. Got to get rid of the bad food. No wheat, no barley, rye, no oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. Got to get rid of the carbonated water, okay? Then at 98 pounds, I want you to have 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. Take a half of those everything twice a day. Get 1 bottle a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 twice a day, the MSM, to support the immune system. And then we want you to take our ultimate enzymes. Go ahead and get 1 bottle a month of the ultimate enzymes. So you can take 1 or 2 of those, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal, with a couple ounces of water to help you absorb nutrition. And let's see here. I think
I had some of them products
I'm sorry.
already. I had some of them products already.
You have
I had
some,
Yeah,
some.
that's all right.
so you
But
have,
I just want to know because I don't have no appetite. I just thought that maybe I can use something in longevity
yeah.
to increase my appetite.
Okay, now are you saying you're already using some of the products I already mentioned?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then I want you to also add the rebounder sports drink. Okay. And of course, for desserts, we do have the chocolates, the triple treat chocolates. Oh, they're very good. You want to use them, and they'll give you a few more good, healthy calories and support your immune system also. And it doesn't hurt to go ahead and eat things. You're probably eating baked potatoes with butter. You should have baked potatoes with butter for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, that's going to give you more calories. Okay, but you can't give it. You still need to have eggs for breakfast. You need eggs for breakfast, and because you do need the cholesterol for your brain. Okay, and your spinal cord and all that kind of stuff. Also, the immune system requires cholesterol. And so, you need to be sure you're doing all these things and not restricting something that's causing you not to be able to gain weight.
Okay, that's great. What about can I use apple juice or orange juice for the can you use them juices?
No, do not use the juices because they're full of sugar. Okay, and they satisfy your appetite, and you're not going to eat enough to get to nutrition you need. So I wouldn't be using apple juice. And the rebound that comes in powder. Okay, you can make it with water. Okay, we do have it in cans, but it's carbonated, so you have to pop them the night before you're going to drink them, and let the carbon go out at night, and so it's sort of flat in the morning. That's what I do when I'm at home. When I'm on the road, I take the sticks with me. Okay, this is 1 serving of Rebound, and your body weight. You could go ahead and take a half a dose of Rebound at breakfast, a half a dose of Rebound at lunch, kind of thing, and start out. Okay, it has 100 nutrients in here. Okay, it has 100 nutrients, and you can add that to some water, but I wouldn't be using juices because
I know because on the back of the they do say you can use the juice on the back of the tangy.
Yeah, but not you.
Oh, okay.
You're the
You
one.
know, the back of the tangy, they be saying you can use juice or water.
That's right. Use water. Because
Just,
You're the one with the problem. You can read the label on something that says sugar, you're gonna lose your appetite.
Okay. I
You're
got the book. Good Bad, Good Foods. I got that book.
Yes,
Good.
that book. Dr. Wallach's
And
good cooking without the bad foods.
yes, I got that book and Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Okay, yeah,
excellent.
that's a good combination right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Everybody needs this book.
Yes, I got that book.
Okay, good. It'll save your life.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy, when dealing with blood sugar issues or kidney issues or anything is fed by sugar and bad bacteria and causing damage, well, all of us need to stay away from sugar because it does cause a lot of damage within the body. So we want to eliminate that, especially for you, my dear. And because that sugar is not going to help increase your appetite, and it's going to give you empty calories that you need nutrition, not empty calories. Well, Dr. Wallach, I know we are coming close to the time that you have to leave us. Thank you again so much. We had so many questions. We still have hands up. If we did not get to your question, please, please, please go to dailywithdoc.com and use that option to contact from the menu. Send us an email. Let us know who you're working with, because if you're working with a coach already, give us permission to share this information with them as well, so that they can help you get the products that you need for your specific situations. If you're out on YouTube, yes, we have many questions we didn't get to out there, Dr. Wallach, and on Facebook and on Rumble. We could go 3-hour shows.
We can talk about that for the future.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying we could fill enough time for 3-hour shows, but we don't have time, Dr. Wallach.
Right now, no.
I love the fact that we do have time to come here Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time and share information that's empowering, and then also answer questions like we've done today, Dr. Wallach. Well done. You get a AAA+.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Plus.
Awesome. Well, you have a fantastic rest of your day, Dr. Wallach, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye for now. So I'm just saying bye for Dr. Wallach. I want to just say thank you to all of my co-hosts and everybody that helps put this program on, helps to support not only Dr. Wallach and myself, but all of you. So if you didn't know, you can join us on our live presentations, again, Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. While you're here, make sure that you have that chat open. You will be able to see all of the valuable information that's being put into that chat by Marilyn and Phyllis and Ruth Ellen, because folks, like I said, Dr. Wallach talks really fast. We can't always listen that fast, but because of these people that are helping with the show and keeping that chat up to date, you can then see it in black and white and even take a screenshot or use your camera to take a picture of it so that you can refer to it later. So thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Marilyn. We have AJ out in YouTube land. One of these days he'll have a camera and he can join us. We have Ruth Ellen, who helps me with all of the streaming and making sure that we're actually getting to YouTube and Rumble and Facebook. And Sherry, who is helping to keep an eye on all of the cameras when they're on, just to make sure that this is a safe place for all of us to be. And she's also making sure people get into the room timely. I just couldn't do it without all of you. And I love seeing comments. And I don't know if Johnny's saying hi, sweetheart, to Sportus or me or who, but hi, Johnny. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for all of you that are here on our live Zoom, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Share this information, everybody. Share this information with the world, because we're in times where the world is hurting, whether it's physical hurting, financial hurting, mental hurting, which many times, even going through trauma, if we're nutritionally deficient, the emotional and mental part of it just hits even harder. And for the world, our soils are depleted. The farming practices are robbing the minerals out of the ground, which the minerals are supposed to be there. They're supposed to help provide healthy food. But if you don't put it back in, you're not going to get it out. And that's where we also have the solution for that with our Bloomin' Minerals. I love the fact that I can grow my own food. I can make sure that those nutrients are in the soil so that I'm getting them into my food. But it's so much easier to get the supplements and take the supplements. And you know exactly what you're getting, but you want to make sure that you check your diet, because without proper absorption, you're not going to get the most for your money. This is an investment, folks. You are worth the investment. So take time to educate yourself. Realize that that empty calorie, high in artificial flavor diet is not serving you. And let's get you on a program that does serve you and help you to live a much better health journey from here on out. Thank you again. Just as a reminder for those of you who come and show up and watch us live, this Thursday, we do not have a Zoom. Next Thursday and Friday, we do not have a Zoom, because Dr. Wallach and I will be live at the Contact in the Desert event, which I am super excited about, for June 3rd and 4th. So for those of you who are familiar with George Norrie and talk radio and Contact in the Desert, and you're in the area, come and say hi. So we're looking forward to that. Dr. Wallach is super excited, folks, because this is going to be his first get out of the house live presentation. So we want to make sure that it's super special for him, and all of you have a wonderful, fantastic, super superlative day. We love you. We appreciate you, and you deserve the best. Until next time, my name is Becca Dukes, the hostess of dailywithdoc.com. Feel free to go to our website, watch our replays, and we have extra stuff there too. Pharmacist Ben is amazing with the moments of truth, but we also have that good foods, bad foods list that Dr. Wallach speaks of. So I know we can't always write everything down, even though we hear it 10, 15 times a show. We've got it there where all you have to do is click and print and take it with you, or take a screenshot, and you never have to be without it. Bye for now.